The Land of Oz. The Land of Oz is located in Beech Mountain, North Carolina. The 1970s theme park was abandoned less than 10 years after it opened. Entrepreneur Grover Robbins dreamed up the theme park as a way of attracting families and money to the resort town. He was indeed onto something. In its heyday, the theme park attracted up to 20,000 visitors a day, but unfortunately Robbins never lived to see them. He died only 6 months before the park opened in 1970. Tragedy continued to beset the park. A fire destroyed the Emerald City and part of the museum collection, including dresses that were worn by Judy Garland in the movie. Visitor numbers started to dwindle, and finally, 10 years after its opening day, the Land of Oz closed its gates. All hope is not lost, however. In the 1990s, Project Emerald Mountain was started by a group of kind-hearted volunteers who have slowly restored the park. Atlantis Marine Park. Atlantis Marine Park sits 60 kilometers north of Perth in a small fishing town of Two Rocks. Built in 1981, it was part of an ambitious plan for a resort and residential area called Yangchep Sun City, a proposed satellite city to support Perth's growing population. The park was initially a huge success, with families from Western Australia who flocked to the park to watch live dolphin shows, swim, and ride pedal boats. But despite the popularity of the Atlantis, the area's financial boom never occurred, and in 1987, stock market crash put a halt to any prosperity. Just 9 years after opening, the park shut its doors. Atlantis has since been damaged by vandals and has become overgrown and derelict. In 2015, however, King Neptune was restored to his former glory after a petition by locals demanding something to be done with the ruins. Volunteers cleared the gardens, fixed the broken fences, and the park is now open to the public on weekends. The site is currently owned by the Feeney Group, and a plan has been put forward to develop the area into a mix of retail, commercial, and public open spaces, including the preservation of King Neptune. Happy World. In 1997, some of the most influential men in Myanmar's dictatorship gathered for a ribbon-cutting ceremony at a glitzy new theme park by Yangon City Zoo. The powers that be hoped that it would help distract an isolated population from the realities of life under tyranny. State media branched the theme park a recreation center for the people and boasted of world-class modern games. Today, the park lies derelict as vines and trees slowly swallow the majestic red roller coaster, the Viking pendulum ship, and an array of other dead machines. But there is still life. Dozens of people still live in the abandoned restaurants and amusement centers on the park's southern edge after losing their jobs when it closed over 3 years ago. No one knows why the park closed, but the offices of owners Do P Thor Enterprises Ltd are now inhabited a vicious pack of stray dogs. The park's future is uncertain, and squatters fear they will eventually be kicked out when bulldozers arrive. Six Flags. Hurricane Katrina crippled New Orleans over a decade ago, but in some parts of the area the devastation looks like it occurred yesterday. The Six Flags theme park is one such example. Photographer Seth Lawless's chilling images show that the once lively park has gone virtually untouched since the storm hit. Everything at the park is still intact. You can see where the people would wait in long lines, the roller coasters, the snow cone stands, the souvenir shops, and even the Ferris wheel is still there, which was decaying in some parts. Lawless even spotted an alligator while in the park. A lot of the floodwaters were trapped there, so alligators are always out there, and some at least 10 or 12 feet long. The derelict theme park was a setting for the box office smash reboot Jurassic World. Because it was in such a bad condition, a crew of over 400 people built a new backdrop on the grounds to bring out the modern world meets Jurassic World feel of the movie. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Until tomorrow, goodbye.